sanctuary. The original explorers took several years to get into this particular area we call the Bluffs during the late 50s and early 60s.
Eventually they found a cave, went right through this headland and came out onto this little beach, and then the next headland had a through cave as well, which enabled them to get to the next beach. Nobody else had been here as far as we know. There's certainly no record of anybody going in here. Places hadn't got names, so we had to give names to the parts. The only ones that had a name already was Hollow Brook, which is a waterfall, probably the highest in southern England, and is actually a waterfall higher than Niagara.
Ringer Peak is a headland that sticks out into the sea and forms a barrier, sort of a...
Guardian.
It's a guardian, yes, a guardian of the hidden edge of Exmoor. Ringer Peak is most famous for the fact that it's got a hole through the neck of it. At high tide, in a canoe or a small boat, you can actually sail through this hole from one side to the other in great dignity. At low tide, of course, it becomes a rock climb. We usually go down 2 or 3 times a year during the spring to count the breeding seabirds. They don't actually nest because they don't make nests, but they lay their eggs on the ledges, and we record the numbers, which we've been doing since 1958. Certainly the success story is the Fulmar petrel, the first recorded pair on the North Devon coast in 1958, and now there are something like 2,000 pairs.
But the kittiwakes, which used to be a marvellous sound of Ringer Peak, kittiwake, 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 they've virtually all gone. They've moved along the coast. I think the birds recognise that the Ringer Peak is collapsing. Their ledges have eroded and they're just not happy there. You see, last year the numbers were down because it's been so wet, and the rain comes down onto the ledges and just washes the eggs away. The baby birds are washed overboard.
What's your flavor? Tell me what's your flavor?